Today we're going to watch some courtroom footage to teach folks what to do and what not to do in the courtroom. So let's see what happens on this one.
Sit down and be quiet.
Our next story takes us to Las Vegas, Nevada, where Judge Douglas Herndon's presiding. The defendant is Gary Walters, who's on parole for various financial crimes. He's in court today over restitution he was ordered to pay as part of his sentence.
Restitution is a fancy legal word for you owe people money you gotta pay.
I've been making my payments. I've been on Social Security. I've been paying what I can in restitution.
Okay.
All of a sudden he says, you gotta pay $26,000 a month.
That's
As
a lot.
Walters makes his case, there's a man standing a few feet behind him. And the judge takes notice.
You're gonna have to go back to the original court and then possibly...
Hey, hold on a second. Who's this guy staring at me over here?
This is Kim Blandino.
I'm a co-plaintiff in the civil case.
Kim Blandino has nothing to do with this criminal case, and he's not even a lawyer. But he is a co-plaintiff in a civil suit that Walters has filed against his former attorney. Blandino has earned a dubious reputation for filing frivolous motions and joining civil suits where he has no affiliation.
It's a good hobby.
Judge Herndon is not about to let Blandino disrupt his courtroom.
Okay, are you an attorney?
No, not.
Then you need to sit down and quit staring at me like somehow you need to talk to me or whatever.
I do need to.
Pardon?
Can I make a record?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to make a record about you in a minute, but you need to sit down and be quiet because you're not a plaintiff or a defendant in my criminal case. You're not an attorney. You can't appear in my criminal case and act like an attorney, so sit down and be quiet. Mr. Walters, go ahead.
Walters continues, but when Blandino physically reacts to Judge Herndon's comments, the judge has a few choice words for him and his habit of acting like an attorney.
You know what? Let me tell you something. You want to act like an act like an but I'm telling you, that gets you nowhere in court. And you know what else gets you nowhere in court? Sitting in the audience of a court while a judge is engaging with somebody and shaking your head and being all demonstrative. So get out.
I'm sorry, it was inadvertent.
No, it wasn't inadvertent. Don't give me that. It's not inadvertent. It's never, get out. It's never.
Judges are the masters of their courtrooms, folks. And you piss them off, they're in control, they're gonna kick you out. So this guy was already irritating this judge, and apparently he's nodding his head when the judge is kind of talking about what he's gonna do, disagreeing with him silently. He's not a party, he doesn't belong in the case. Now, courtrooms are public forums, and generally you can go into a courtroom and observe, but you gotta follow the rules. And if the judge doesn't watch there, he's gonna kick you out.
Inadvertent when you come in and act all disrespectful to people.
Blandino exits, but feeling disrespected, he later files a motion to have Judge Herndon disqualified from the case. The motion was denied.
Well, he wouldn't be a party to file that motion to have a judge disqualified, right? He's not part of that criminal case. So that motion is not going to go anywhere. You can't file a motion to disqualify a judge if you're not part of the case.
State of Nevada versus Kim Dennis Blandino.
18 months later, Blandino's back in court, but this time as a defendant. He's been charged with extortion and is under house arrest. He has a hearing before Judge James Bixler, who's well aware of Blandino's history as a wannabe litigator. Blandino's representing himself, but the court has appointed Steve Alter as co-counsel, which puts Blandino in a combative mood.
Mr. Alvig, will you accept appointment as stand-by counsel?
I have an objection.
Shut up.
I have a right to object, I believe, Your Honor.
You have the right held in contempt of court. And that's what's going to happen if you don't shut up.
So you don't usually hear a judge tell people to shut up. They're usually a little more polite than that. But when you really piss them off, yeah, that's what you're going to hear. And so this guy wants to represent himself in a criminal matter, which he has the right to do. But judges oftentimes will appoint an attorney to kind of be a shadow lawyer to make sure the rules are followed. And quite frankly, to make sure that there are no grounds for an appeal, which judges don't like having their rulings appealed. So let's see if Blandino keeps his mouth shut or gets held in contempt.
I'm not putting up with any of your crap here today. Your reputation has preceded you. Will you accept appointment on him as standby counsel?
Your Honor, I can. However, Mr. Blandino, after he spoke outside, wanted a little bit of time to speak to me in detail about his case and his desires, and then also to look into my background a little bit before he would agree.
He wanted to interview you?
Yes, sir.
I object to that laughing, Judge.
I object to you. I think the defendant has already categorized himself as a vexatious litigant.
A vexatious litigant. Again, fancy legal words for this guy files too many lawsuits and goes to court way too much. And it pisses the judges off. They don't want to see that kind of stuff. They don't want to see an abuse of the system because that just creates more work for them that they shouldn't have to do. So this guy's going to object to that too. He's not going to learn his lesson. He's one of those people that's just going to keep pushing and pushing. It's just not going to get him anywhere but a bad place.
Object.
You can check all you want.
Can I make a record?
No.
I've got a motion.
What did I just say? What did I just say? No.
I can't say anything.
No.
Blandino refuses to quit, to the point where others in the courtroom begin reprimanding him.
Come on.
Impersonating
Shut
the
up.
judge.
Shut up. You're getting real close to getting remanded.
Blandino finally gets the message and agrees to meet with the court-appointed counsel.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I think you're very impatient, though, sir.
Blandino remained under house arrest for extortion and impersonating a public officer.
Just goes to show, folks, sometimes just need a little common sense before you walk into a courtroom.